Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back. So let's get into the latest update for PUBG Battlegrounds, specifically update 39.2, because there's a lot going on here and it genuinely changes how matches feel from the moment you drop in. This update isn't just about small tweaks or background fixes. It actually pushes the atmosphere and survival side of PUBG much harder than before, especially if you're someone who loves Erangel and thought you already knew that map inside out. The biggest thing you'll notice almost immediately is the Subzero version of Erangel. This isn't just a visual reskin with snow slapped on top. The cold actually matters now. Movement, positioning, and timing all feel more intense because the environment itself can turn against you. There are moments where the map feels calmer and quieter, and then suddenly you're forced to react because a new special zone appears. One of the wildest additions here is the satellite crash event. You'll get a warning, you'll see it marked on the map and minimap, and then boom, the area becomes extremely dangerous. The frost zone effect kicks in, and if you're caught without protection, you're freezing, taking damage, and panicking while trying to reposition. It adds a layer of tension that didn't exist before, especially late game when rotations already feel tight. To balance that out, the update introduces the thermal protection suit, which is honestly a game changer if you know how to use it properly. This suit helps reduce blue zone damage and also protects you from the freezing effects caused by those frost zones. What's interesting is how it visually degrades as it takes damage, so you can actually see when it's starting to lose effectiveness. On top of that, it stacks with the jammer pack, meaning smart players can combine both for extended survivability in situations where you'd normally be forced to rotate early. This doesn't make you invincible, but it definitely opens up new tactical decisions, especially for edge players who like holding zone rather than chasing it. Rank mode also saw a significant change, particularly on PC. Security has been tightened with the introduction of a secondary password system. If you want to play ranked now, you'll need to set up a separate 6 to 8 digit password with SMS verification required for setup and recovery. This is clearly aimed at reducing account theft, boosting integrity, and keeping competitive matches fair. It might feel like an extra step at first, but for anyone who takes ranked seriously, it's a solid move that protects progress and discourages shady behavior. Loot adjustments came along with this update as well, and while they might not all jump out at once, they definitely impact consistency. Certain maps, including Rondo, have seen refinements to item distribution, so you're less likely to experience extreme dry spells early on. It's not about flooding the map with high-tier gear, but more about smoothing out those frustrating moments where you loot multiple buildings and come out with nothing useful. Over time, these changes make matches feel more balanced and less dependent on pure luck. There are also a ton of quality-of-life improvements packed in here. UI elements have been cleaned up, small annoyances have been ironed out, and several bugs that players have been complaining about for a while are finally gone. Things like map indicators, warning clarity for environmental hazards, and overall feedback to the player are much stronger now. You're less confused about what's happening around you, which is especially important with new mechanics like satellite crashes and frost zones active during matches. Performance and stability were also addressed, and while those improvements don't always make flashy headlines, they matter a lot. Smoother transitions, fewer random hiccups, and better consistency during intense fights all contribute to a more polished experience. PUBG has always been at its best when gunfights feel clean and predictable, and this update clearly aims to reinforce that foundation. What really stands out with this patch is how survival-focused it feels again. You're not just worrying about enemies anymore, you're reading the map, watching for warnings, deciding whether to push into a dangerous zone for positioning or play it safe and rotate early.